Hi, I'm sorry to reach out. Don't feel like you have to go. I just wanna say that I was the wrong one, and I don't blame your choice at all. Believe me that I'm only sorry, and you were right to leave. Someone's gonna make you happy, and I thought it was me, but now.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this is Kayla's Advice. It's a channel where I give advice about relationships, bullying, toxic friendships, anything you leave down in the comments, whatever you email me about, kaygivesadviceYT@gmail.com, or anything you can DM me about on KCam9 or mindblown875, or if you want to follow my Twitter and tweet me some ideas there, Starburst, STARBUR5T23. So, I got my promotion out of the way. Also with KCam9, I'm going to be posting music over the summer and modeling, so look out for that. But anyway, so this is the Dagger Advice video. Let me know if you like these stickers. The Dagger Advice video. So there is a lot in this Word document. I had to write it down. So I'll put the links to the 3 parts of the stories and the receipts below so that you can go and watch those videos. If you're confused about when something happened, the videos will be down there so you can see them. But basically, so when we first met, we both had just had a breakup. It definitely did make us closer when we wanted to talk about our experiences in those relationships and kind of like what we were feeling. But I feel like we both wanted a rebound. After he was done dating Carrot and I was done with Cupcake, I feel like we were looking for something to latch onto. Like we might have been looking for a rebound. And then I went and dated Apricot. And I feel like after Apricot, I started to like Dagger because he was there. He was paying attention to me. He was giving me advice. He was showing some signs of something. So I feel like I just wanted to latch onto that because it was something. Like it was giving me something. So he started to cuddle with me. And especially since I liked him, I felt like he was leading me on. I felt like, oh, this guy must like me because he's initiating to cuddle with me and we're cuddling and we're like acting like a couple and like all this other stuff. So my advice is just make sure the person doesn't actually like you if you're gonna do something like that. Because if the person actually likes you and you don't like them and you're just cuddling with them just to cuddle with somebody, that could really end up hurting their feelings. But if you actually like the person and you want to cuddle with them, that's okay. I'm just saying if you don't have the same feelings that they might have for you, just kind of try to figure out what their feelings are towards you. And if you have the same feelings, because you don't want to like, you know, get yourself in a position where they're like, well, you led me on, and then they hate you. And it's just this whole big thing that you can avoid. So Lincoln Log should not have told Dagger that I like him. That's a big thing. If you confide in a friend that you know is also friends with them, that you like one of their friends, they shouldn't go and tell them. That was a big no-no from him. And I feel like he didn't really like know that I didn't want him to tell him. I mean, he probably kind of thought, but he probably thought it was like no harm to tell him. I just feel like if your friend confides in you to tell you that they like somebody that you're also friends with, they don't want you to tell them. And if you tell them, then they're going to get pretty mad at you because they're like, I didn't want this to get out. I wanted you to keep it a secret. So I feel like if they confide in you that they like someone, don't tell them. Try to find out if that person likes them, if they're your friend, but don't tell the person that they like, because you could lose a friend that way. And I didn't cut off my friendship, but I was very mad. So Dagger rejected me at first. So I was working to try to get over him. I was distracting myself, doing everything I could to try to get over him. And so when you're working to try to get over somebody that rejects you, it can be hard. But I was trying to find a hobby. I was trying to read a book. I was trying to do anything that I could to try to get over him. And so I would say trying to get over somebody is going to be the hardest part of being rejected. But you can do it. You just got to try to distract yourself, find a hobby, read a book, go jogging, even make music if that's what you do. Just fall in love with something that like you love, whether it's writing, reading, making videos like I am, or just like something like that. Fall in love with something to distract yourself. So we weren't dating at the time, but he had asked me to junior prom. And it was making it even harder for me to get over him because now I was going to his prom with him. And I know that like going to prom is a big thing for like teenage girls. They always fantasize about their prom. Now, going to prom with him was something that I didn't even want to say yes. I was going to say no because I was trying to get over him. But my friend Carrot was there and she was like, oh, I'm going with whoever her person was at the time. It's like, I'm going with him. So you should totally go with Dagger. Then we can hang out there and we can like, just hang out and dance and stuff. And so I said yes because Carrot was so excited that I got asked. And even if your friend is telling you, oh, do this, it'll be fun. Don't say yes just because they say that, because then you're not actually saying yes for you. You're just saying yes because you want your friend to be happy. Just pleasing others is fine, but you also have to please yourself. You have to do what's best for you. You can't just do what everybody else wants you to do. You have to listen to yourself and know what's best for you. So he put 11/11 on a picture he took of me. And he did not know what 11/11 meant, but the message got sent to everyone else what it meant. So 11/11 means somebody very special to you. Usually people do it about, oh, I'm thinking about my boyfriend or girlfriend or somebody very important to me. So when he put 11/11 on the picture and put it on his Snap story, he put 11/11 on the picture and someone asked me in forensics, hey, are you and Dagger dating? And I was like, no, why? And it's like, well, he put 11/11 on the picture and that usually means that. So he didn't know. And then I told him and he's like, oh my God, I didn't know. And he took it down. So just know what 11/11 means. Frankly, if you're going to put up a picture of anybody, just know what the current slang for that is, what you're going to put up, because you don't want to send people a message. It's not actually what it is. And then rumors get started and people start saying you two are together when you're not. And like, there's just a lot of stuff that you got to be careful with. With social media these days, you never know what the meaning of things are. Things are getting new meanings every day. And so like, So he took me on a date to see Ready Player One. And he didn't let me know he was taking me on a date. He just asked if I wanted to see the movie. He didn't tell me that he was taking me on a date. And we were still friends at this point. So I was like, oh, okay, he's just taking me to see a movie because he wants to go see it. He didn't tell me it was a date, but in his head, he knew it was a date. So I would say actually ask the person out on a date so they know it's a date. And like, let them know it's a date. Like, make it very obvious that you want to take them out on a date and this is something that's going to happen. Because if you don't let someone know it's a date, they're going to think they're just hanging out like friends and they're not going to act like it's a date. And then if you're doing all this romantic stuff, they're going to be so confused why, if you're just hanging out, you're being all romantic. So that's just a word to the wise. Let everyone know that it's a date. If you actually want to go on a date with them, like, it's a date. Make it obvious that it's a date. So he told me 2 days later after that we were dating. So he told all his friends and everybody in his life that we were dating, but he didn't tell me. So if you want to be dating somebody or you say you're dating somebody, you might want to let the person that you're dating know that you're dating them. Now, if the person doesn't want to be dating you, they can say, whoa, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to be in a relationship right now. There's so much in my life. Or if you're ready for the relationship, you can say, okay, but why didn't you tell me we were dating? Like, I'm fine with it, but why didn't you let me know, type of thing. And so it was like, I just said, we are? Like, I was fine with it, but I was so shocked. Like, people, you got to tell people if you want to date them. And you should probably talk to them about dating them to see if they're ready. So because of his pain getting worse and worse, he started to smoke weed, which made it harder to talk to him. People can smoke for pain and use CBD, and they could be totally receptive and totally there, and there's no problem. With him, he was overdoing it to the point where he would get stoned. And so he would forget who I was, and I was trying to talk to him about important things about our relationship because I felt it falling apart. But he was not coherent. He wasn't listening. He could not hold a conversation. He would keep giggling. And it just got to the point where I was like, I can't have a conversation with you about our relationship because you're so stoned off your ass. Like, I was getting so frustrated. So if somebody keeps smoking that much and overdoing it and you can't take it anymore, the best route is to break up with them. I know people hate to hear that, but that's the best route. That's the best route. Because if you can't have a coherent conversation with somebody about what's really important to you, like your relationship, then break it off, because they're going to keep doing this self-destructive path and you can't do anything. I always thought I could fix my exes. I can't. If they're going to do this and not try to quit when you've said it's a problem for you, then you just need to leave. Do it for yourself. Okay. So we had a fight about his friend. So if you end up liking your boyfriend's friend, that needs to stop immediately. I don't know if it's lust or whatever, but you need to get rid of those feelings, because liking your partner's friend could really, really mess up the relationship. And if you like their friend, it's probably just on a physical level. So I would say cut that off, because you're dating somebody. You are with somebody that you love and everything's great. So if you like their friend, that's just going to mess things up. So cut that off immediately. Stop it. Okay. We had sex on the beach trip. I don't know if it could really be classified as that, but that's what I say it was, because it technically was. And I regretted it because I wasn't ready. Here's the thing with sex. You have to be 100% mentally, emotionally, and physically ready to have sex. You need to be there and you need to be ready. You also need to have protection to protect you from STDs and pregnancy. I'll make a whole nother video about this. But the point is, if you are not ready to have sex, do not let anybody pressure you into having sex. It's your decision. When you're ready, you can have sex. If you are not ready, do not let somebody say, no, it's fine, because it's not fine. You're not ready. Do not let anybody pressure you to have sex. That's just not something that's okay. That's not something that's right. You only have sex when you're mentally, emotionally, and physically ready. I just need to get that rant out of the way, because that's something that needs to be said. Don't have sex until you're 100% ready. Then he started only calling me over for sex. This is a big red flag. If someone you're dating starts only calling you over for sex, cut it off. You do not want to be with someone that is only using you for sex. It's not good. That means they don't care about you anymore. The feelings aren't there. It's just a bunch of lust, and they just basically want to have sex with you, which is horrible, because nobody should ever be used just for sex. That is the worst thing that you could possibly do. It's horrible. So she would have talks with him, and he would say, like, over and over, I'm gonna change, I'm making a change, trust me, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna quit smoking, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, whatever. So I would believe him, and I would keep going back and everything. And then he would make a change for a week and then go back into his old ways. I was being supportive, but then after a while, I saw he wasn't even trying to change anymore. He was just letting whatever happened. And I was like, okay, like I can't deal with this anymore, because he wasn't making the effort anymore. So I was like, what's the point of being here if you're not making the effort anymore? So after we broke up, I always give people a hug and a kiss. Now, giving a hug and a kiss could have been bad. I was a little better off than he was after the breakup, and I feel like he still wasn't over me. So I feel like I was giving him hope by giving him a hug and a kiss, and that probably made him think, oh, well, she's not over me either. She's just as bad off as I am, and so we can get back together. And I feel like that was a type of thing, like, you don't want to lead somebody on. So if they ask for that, say no, because you don't want to get into the situation where you're leading somebody on, because that's going to put you and them in a bad headspace, and it's not really going to be good for either of you, because they're going to think that you like them and then you don't. So you have to make it clear that you're like over them, and you like won't do that. So when we just made out, that was a very wrong thing to do. I know feelings can overtake somebody and you can get lost in a moment, but don't make out with your ex. For the love of God, if you've just broken up, don't make out with your ex. It's going to lead them on even more. You guys can get swept up in the moment. You'll want to get back together thinking that everything's going to be different this time and it's going to be great. And then the same stuff happens because you guys didn't talk. You just made out and decided, oh, let's get back together because we like making out. That is like kind of probably the reason, is we liked making out, so we got back together. That's something that is very lust-filled, and your relationship's not gonna grow. It's not gonna thrive. It's just gonna crumble and sag. So we got back together on the fact that we liked each other and liked making out, which I said before is awful. You never want to get together on a relationship that's on the grounds for that, because that could turn into a toxic relationship very quickly. I asked him if he was going to stop smoking. He said yes, but he was blatantly not trying to stop. He was not trying. He was just doing it and doing it and doing it. Every time I'd ask him about it, he said, oh, I'm trying. But it was obvious that he was not trying. And he already had me, so he thought there's no way he could lose me. Yeah, that's not true. If somebody thinks there's no way they can lose you when they have you, you gotta be real with the demands. If you really want this to happen, you gotta be like, I am going to leave you. I always said I was going to leave him, but I never did. So he never believed me. You got to be real. Give him 3 strikes and then leave, so that they see that you're real about it. And if they actually want to work for you, they will actually work to quit. So we didn't start a new count for our months. It's like, we've been dating a month, like 2 months, 3 months, whatever. We just we stopped at 6 months and we just kept going. So we got up to 10 months. I say when it's a new relationship, even if it's the same person, you should just start over the count. It's basically a fresh start for you guys. It's a new relationship. And so I feel like continuing with our count was not a good idea. So I would say just start the count over. It's a new relationship, new experiences, all that. So our relationship became toxic because we couldn't help each other grow. We kept fighting a lot and we weren't able to help each other grow anymore. That part of the relationship had already been done the first time. And I feel like it was just becoming toxic. It was just very, very toxic. And we shouldn't have gotten together the second and third time because those were just completely toxic. The things that I wanted, he didn't agree with. And so I feel like we were not trying to make each other happy. We were trying to make ourselves happy. And I was trying to bury how I felt bad under the fact that, oh, well, I'm with someone that I love. And I think the love kind of disappeared after a while for both of us. I feel like we just kept getting frustrated with each other. So I would say if a relationship is starting to become toxic, please get out of it. It'll be better for you in the end. I know it's going to hurt, but it'll be better for you in the end if you just leave. If you're not over someone, don't go meet with them even if they want to see you. Because if you're not over someone and you go to see them, all your feelings are going to come back and you're going to want to date them again. You're going to forget about all the bad stuff and only remember the good because they're going to show you the best side of them when you go see them. And that's what Dagger would do. So I feel like he was way better off the third time we dated than I was, like getting over the second time. He was doing way better than I was. So I feel like don't go see them unless you're absolutely over them and absolutely ready to see them. So if you're breaking up with a boyfriend for another guy, like I said in another video, decide if you should be straight up or not. It depends on the guy. If you're breaking up with your current boyfriend or girlfriend for another person, if they said that they want you to be honest and straight up about it, then tell them straight up, I'm breaking up with you for this other person. If they want you to be straight up and honest, tell them. If they don't want you to be straight up and honest about that because it would hurt them, then tell them that you just don't say you can't be in a relationship right now, because then they'll see you get into another relationship and they'll be like, what? I thought you said you couldn't date. So just say that you have things going on in your life and you need to break up and you just don't feel like this relationship is as good as it used to be and you don't feel yourself having growth and so you need to separate. Something that you guys can see in the moment that would make sense, because you want to pursue this other person, but you already have somebody. And also, if this other person is just based on lust and you don't actually know them and they're just a pretty face and they're flirting with you, don't necessarily break up with your significant other, because if you break up with your significant other and it doesn't work out with this pretty face, you're probably not going to get your significant other back. They're probably going to be like, no, you broke up with me. I'm out living my life. So be very careful when deciding if you want to break up with your significant other for someone else. It's a very big decision and you have to be absolutely sure about it. So the only text that I'm going to talk about is the not understanding that I needed to take time, the third time and last time I broke up with him. The receipts video will be down below if you don't know what I'm talking about. I said that I need to take time because of the death of my mother and of the death of my mother and this guy. Well, I didn't mention the guy, but I mentioned a famous person who I used to be in their lane and then they had a child. So, and a secret girlfriend. So if you're a Limelight, you know what I'm talking about. So I was kind of hurt by that. I never truly got over that. But then I was also not able to get over my mother. And I was telling him, you know, I need time to get over my mother. Like, I need time to process this. And I can't be in a relationship when doing this. And he just kept saying, no, I can help you. Just let me help you. Like, I can help you feel better. And I was like, no, this is something I need to do on my own. Like, I can't have anybody doing this for me. And he was like, you did love me, right? And like, when somebody says you do love me or you did love me, you could say, yes, like I did, but that I need time to figure this out. It has nothing to do with how much I love you. It has to do with that I need to work on my mental health. And mental health is a very important thing for people to work on. Self-care is a must. It's very important that you guys work this. So that's all the advice I have on Dagger. If you have any questions, obviously you could DM me, mindblown875 or KCam9. You can, shoot me a tweet on Twitter, probably not about this, just for video ideas. Privately in the DMs is the better way to go on Instagram. I check my 2 Instagrams daily, so I'll get back to you. And check out my TikTok, KCam9. You know, let's make some duets together. And yeah, if you guys need anything, my Instagram, mindblown875, KCam9 down below. Starburst, STARBUR 5T23, KCam9 on TikTok, and kaygivesadviceYT@gmail.com. Ooh, I don't know what my voice did there. Those are all ways to get in touch with me. If you guys need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. If you guys need advice on anything and you want to be anonymous, use the email. Let me know if I could tell your story on here too, or if you want to keep it private, you know, because your story could help other people in a similar situation. I'm just all about making this channel to try to help you guys and give advice. Oh, by the way, this is the end of the Dagger videos, and you would think that's the end of the relationship series. The relationship that I just got out of, the 10th relationship, that will be the end. And that will be coming out next Wednesday. The story will be coming out. So, hope you guys are excited for that. And then after the 10th relationship, the relationship series is over. So, hope you guys enjoyed these videos. I'm sorry, I'm like leaning on like my feet because I'm gonna get up and like do things after this. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you didn't, you can even dislike it. You know, it's a free country. If you want to share this video to anybody who could use some of this advice, please do. If you like my vibe and you want to subscribe, you can click the subscribe button. I would say click the bell because YouTube is not always good at notifying you when I put up a new video. And I love you guys, and I will see you in the next relationship. Bye.